Hello preppers, homesteaders, and preppersteaders. I'm going to go over in this episode essential home security / homestead layered security and the elements that you should have. The first element in layered security is perimeter detection.
Alert Zone 1. Alert Zone 1.
One of the best perimeter detection systems you can have is made by a company called Dakota Alerts. They make various detection systems that you can put on your driveway, the road to your property, or anywhere up to about a mile away. The range makes it a great first layered notification system. You just heard this alert that said Zone 1. You can put multiples of these and know which direction somebody is coming on your property. So if you have a really long road or driveway to your property, you can put the first detector at the very end as Zone 1, in the middle Zone 2, and then at your gate Zone 3, and you can hear which way they're coming. And it gives you a good notification when somebody is coming down your road or your driveway. These detection systems, Dakota Alerts offers lots of different variations, and I use multiple versions of theirs. They include their underground metal detection probe. You bury it and it detects metal. So if there's a vehicle, somebody holding a radio, a pistol, whatever, something metal, even a screwdriver or something like that, you walk down the road, it will trigger that alarm system. A deer, a bear, whatever, is not going to trigger that. And then they also make motion sensors, which I've used all of these, and they work phenomenal. The motion sensors are sized to pick up anything over about 50 pounds. So squirrels and birds, it will not get triggered off by small things. It's only going to be bigger animals. And I like to have that because I like to know when I have deer, bear, whatever, big animals coming on the property. And then they just came out with a new one this year. So if you have a gate, you can put one of these on each end, and it's solar powered, which is nice. And it's a laser beam. So if the beam gets broken by a vehicle, an animal, whatever. So if you have a physical gate and you want to know if people are coming through that, that laser beam option is a great option. And the Dakota Alerts, besides that laser beam one, they rely on battery operation. I've modified mine to run on 12-volt battery and solar. So I have these set up and multiples, and they just are powered by sunlight. I haven't changed them in a year. They've just been out there and the battery's fine on them. I would highly recommend looking into that. Nothing better for your first layer of protection. And wanted to add really quick, the Dakota Alerts, you heard it on my Biofang radio. You can program it in there. They do sell, and it's included with your kit when you get it, a transmitter for your home. And you could have one in your workshop, one in your house, and then you could also program the Biofang radios that same frequency. It is a great alert system. Home base stations are pretty nice. I like having it on the handheld radio because I could be anywhere on the property and know when people are coming in different areas of the property at all times. So it's very beneficial. The second layer on your homestead is physical gate and signage. You could have no trespassing. I really like this one. It says friends, family, and deliveries welcome. All others are trespassing, because it's the truth. The one thing a lot of people do on their properties is have a gate, and there's two schools of thought on a gate. Having it always closed or always open. The theory is when it's always closed, people can't physically get through it. The theory with it always opened is they don't know if you're there or you're not there, and they may not want to risk coming into your property and getting trapped and confronting the homeowners. So it's one of those, regardless of which you decide is better for you, it's good to stick to one and stay to that one, because people will learn your habits if you're there, if you're not there. But if there's ever a need to, you can close that gate. So a gate is the second layer of your security system. If you don't have a physical gate and you've got trees at the end of your driveway, you can put a chain. There's lots of things you could do improvised if the need arises. And the next level on that gate, if you have the capability, would be a physical fence around your property. A physical fence like this is the next layer of security over that gate. I kind of put it in the same category as the gate, as a lot of people have terrain, trees, things that does the same function as a fence. Let's be real, a fence like this, it's gonna just keep honest people out. Anybody could hop over this. It's just a deterrent, visual deterrent, and then the signs, no trespassing. I do have some no trespassing signs on the property also. Okay, your third layer of security would be monitoring, cameras. I'm going to show you what I like. I have these Reolink cameras. They have a battery in them. They have a solar panel, and you literally put them out, and the cable for the solar panel is very long. So you can put the camera where you want it, and then the solar panel someplace that gets sun a good amount of the day. What I also did on these and modified them, they have a camera tripod threaded insert in the bottom. If you go and buy spring clamps, such as these, that thread into the cameras, you can clamp these on all over the place. And I did the same thing for the solar panel. I've got the spring clamp on there. I will put in the video description links to these. You can get these on Amazon, and they're pretty inexpensive, but they're really nice. And these cameras, I like the Reolink, but any new modern Wi-Fi camera with solar capability and a battery is the way to go. There's many brands, but I chose Reolink just because I've been using them for almost 10 years now. Any camera like this is a great way. And these cameras have an SD card in there, so it stores memory and video in there. These cameras are only activated by motion or when you use the app, which is nice. You're not wasting the battery all the time. The battery life on these cameras I literally put out, and I have not had to charge them in over a year. They just charge enough, and whenever I want to view them, I use the app on my phone, I use the app on my iPad, and I can view these 24/7. The one thing to keep in mind, and a lot of people are going to wonder, so like I stated, this has a memory card in it. What if somebody steals this whole camera? Then the evidence is gone. Not the case with Reolink. Reolink has a base station that communicates with this and will also store the information on the base station in conjunction with the cameras. So you have the base station and this, and your data is in two places. So if somebody comes by and disables the camera, breaks the camera, steals the camera, the information is still on a hard disk somewhere else, another SD card. So solid state information. I will show you one other camera, and this is that type of camera right there. It mounts hanging down, it rotates pretty much 360. Will rotate, left, the other way, right, but it also can go down all the way around too. And then it'll return to the original setting you have set as your normal monitoring position. Okay, so you have perimeter detection system, physical perimeter gate / fence, then you have monitoring cameras. With a good layered security, you're going to know when somebody is on your property well ahead of time. And if you have various monitoring systems in all avenues of approach on your property, you will always know when somebody's there. Whenever I have a package, whenever somebody comes on my drive, I always know when they're here well ahead of time. And I'm usually waiting outside by the time they get here. So that is a good peace of mind, and it's not very expensive nowadays. I can view my cameras and my detection alarm system from my phone. I always know when somebody's here, when I'm home, and when I'm not home, and I can check it out. The good thing also is, I didn't mention this, the Reolink cameras and a lot of the new cameras, they have lights on them too. So when motion is detected at night, they kick on a light, illuminate the area, and record. And you can do the same thing on your house, have motion lights all around your house, and things like that to make your property less inviting. And I have lots of cameras all over property. And it's not just a security thing. It's kind of neat to see animals, different things like that. If you think you're expecting a package and you get an alert on your phone and you're not home and you can see the package is being delivered, you can actually respond to the camera too, and your voice can go through the camera and you can respond to the person. You can just be like, oh, hey, sorry, I'm in the bathroom. Can you just drop it off at the door? Nobody thinks anything of it because it's one of those things that people are just so used to it. Most of the delivery drivers, they deliver in the city. They're used to Ring doorbells. It's very similar. These cameras are no different. And like I said, they're inexpensive. You can do lots of them, and they last a long time. So hopefully this is helpful. This is one of those this is one of those things that you hate to have security, but you need to have security on your homestead, and keep what's yours yours. And it's one of those things, it's like they say, locks keep honest people honest. It's just layers to help keep people honest on your property. There's always going to be people that want to do some kind of harm, theft, whatever, you know, and you just want to minimize and make it so they look for something, an easier target. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And I'm not going to explain, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you're on the internet showing stuff. I don't show you nearly half of the capability here of what I have. It's just, and you shouldn't do the same either. I'm just showing you some things that we use. There's a lot more things you can do, but these are really good, common, simple ones that are easy to set up, inexpensive. They work in conjunction with other things. Thanks again. Hopefully this was helpful. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Hit the thumbs up, and see you next time. Bye. Till next time. Bye. Big camera. I'm still waiting for the temperature in my water to be perfect. It's still warming up. I'm gonna end it there. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I gotta support this shirt. It was a gift. I love it. I do. So thanks again.